Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Lester.
All right.
Are you well?
Very well, thank you, Gav.
Good. Good.
Nothing else to say? No.
Like the vlog with the kids?
Yeah.
Giving away the Prezi?
Yeah, you didn't win.
No, I didn't win, no. I need to have a chat with you about that.
Okay.
Welcome to the channel. This is the course vlog at CHURSTON Golf Club in a competition, and this is the first hole. It's 214 yards off this winter tee. The pin is tucked on the left hand side, trying to hit it in from the right hand side with a slight draw. Just turn this one over a little bit too much. This is not the miss on the first. You do not want to miss it left. Praying we catch the bunker. Nope, and we're left with this shot over the bunker, landing on a downslope. So thinking about playing out to the right, taking a 2-putt 4. Trying to get this just onto the fringe, running. Hit it slightly duff. It's not going to get far enough, and this is going to leave a really awkward putt, as you'll see in a minute. So I'm trying to decide whether to go right up towards the bunker and use more of the slope, or to actually hit it a bit straighter and leave myself right at the hole and a straighter, easier putt back up the hill. Not really sure what to do here. I even thought about chipping it to start with, but in the end elected to take the putter as it's quite early on in the round. Trying to get the ball to hug the left-hand fringe. There's a little bit of dew on there as well, so I'm hoping it will slow it down and not break as much off this slope. Just didn't start it high enough. It took the slope early. I'm going to miss sort of 5 foot to the right, leaving myself a tricky putt for a bogey. So an uphill putt, but didn't quite get it far enough. So this is going to break from left to right and needs to be hit with some conviction, else it will drift off to the right. Just lacked any pace and just drifted to the right, and that's a disappointed double on the first. I'm trying to forget about that as I walk over the bridge onto the second tee.
What is that? It's not even +4s.
It's not, it's just trousers.
What are those? Have a little word. What are you
She
doing?
complained about the mud on the bottom of
You're
my
going to get about
trousers.
50 complaints from members up here.
The second hole at CHURSTON, the mat is basically on the back tee, so it's 377 yards. Slight dog leg to the right, so you've got to keep it over those trees you can see on the right and not in the trees on the left. Decided to hit driver and try and leave myself a shorter shot. Tried to play a fade, but it's gone dead straight, and unfortunately it's going to land in those trees, so hoping for a decent lie and a decent line. As you can see, we got neither, so bit of a restricted backswing here. Can't really go towards the green because I've got a bunker in the way, so just trying to run it through that bunker with a 5-iron and run it down the fairway. It's good. Left myself sort of 68 yards into the green. The pin is cut on the front and we've got a little false front, so we've got to make sure we get it to the right level. Hit a really good pitch shot here. I think it's good. Gets one bounce and then spins back down the slope. So we're at the bottom of the slope. We're on the green, but we're putting up to the second or the top tier. So this needs to be hit. Breaking from the right as well. Hit what I thought was a good putt, but it's just run out of steam and drifted to the left, leaving myself an awkward putt for a bogey. Not much in this putt, so I'm going to hit it straight and firm. Still thinking about the first, so I'm going to make sure we hit it with a pace. That's quite a good save there. So not a great start, but could have been a lot worse. The first major change to the golf course, and the third hole is a par 5, a very short par 5, off a mat which is behind the summer tee. So decided to hit driver, trying to hit this in 2 and try and make a birdie to get my round back on track. Trying to be more aggressive off the tee. Hit a really good tee shot here. Just a bit worried it's leaking right, but it is coming back on the wind. Not particularly long, but we're on the fairway, which is good and positive, so we should better reach the green. So in between clubs here, I didn't know whether to hit 2-iron or a lofty 5-wood. Gone with a 2-iron. Struck it well, but it's a little bit low, and the ground being wet, this needs to sort of get a really good firm bounce, and it doesn't. It sort of digs into the fringe and stops sort of 20 yards short of the green. So now chipping. This comes in from the right hand side. I've decided to play a 7-iron, keep it low and get it running. Played it okay, but should have been a bit further right. It's really broke, but it will leave myself a makeable birdie putt up the hill. So I really took my time on this putt and had a good read, and it seems to break from my left, your right as you look down the camera. But I can't work out how much it's going to break, and I just sort of started it too far left and it's never breaking. It almost wanted to go the other way, so it's a disappointing par. But let's be positive, we have stopped the rot, and that's not a drop shot. So that's the summer back tee competition and then general play tee. And we're over here on the left-hand side on a mat, playing similar yardage to what it would normally play. So this is the view from the tee. Bunker left, pins front, it's a red flag, and bunker short, guarding. So decided to hit a late iron, start it right, just again, slight pull. I'm hoping it's going to catch the bank and kick back towards the pin, but it doesn't. It carries and lands in the greenside trap, so I'm a little bit short-sided. These are new bunkers, and we've got a really good lie in here, which is unusual in the winter. So decent lie, feeling quite confident with this. Thinking I'm going to land it on the downslope and run it down to the pin, and it kicks a bit right. It doesn't. It stays up the left-hand side, and it's going to leave a little putt across the green. I'm a little bit disappointed with that shot, as I do feel I'm a good bunker player. So this putt breaks from the left. It's down the slope. Again, needs to be hit firm, but don't really want much back. So I'm going to try and aim this just outside the left edge and let it break towards the hole. Hit an okay putt. It's breaking now. It just didn't catch any of the hole, and it's running awkward, sort of 2.5 foot past. I used to miss these putts, but with a new putter and a bit more confidence, I'm feeling pretty good over this one. So it's going to be right centre from where I'm looking. Got to hit it firm. Pleased with that. Fifth hole is a shortened par 5. This is the summer tee we're at now, and the winter tee is down there on the right hand side over the top of Andy's head. So this is reachable in 2 today with a good drive. I'm hitting driver again. Going to try and start this over that right hand tree you can just see, and just drift it back on the wind. That will leave me the shorter shot into the green. Got to be careful though, because he's out of bounds down the right hand side, which is the practice area. This was a really good strike, a really good drive. I'm just hoping the wind catches it now, which it does. Should leave me on the fairway with sort of 250 out to reach the green in 2. Let's have a closer inspection at Gareth's homemade +4s, so that Mrs. Jones doesn't have to wash his trousers, because he keeps getting the bottom of his trousers dirty.
Just giving it a second look for everyone.
Blame Mrs. Jones.
This is what we're faced with, the second shot on the par 5. Bunker on the left. It kicks in from the right, so just going to try and hit it at the right-hand side of the green. Pulled out 5-wood. It's just literally a good 5-wood. Keep it down the right. Don't miss it left. Decent strike. Wind's not really touching it. I'm always fading it into the wind. Telling it now to get left. It stays out right. Gets a big bounce forward as well. That's going to be a tricky little chip back down the green. We've left ourselves an awkward little chip back down the green. The lie is okay, as you can see there on the right hand side. Still using the claw grip. I want to try and land this on the front edge and let it run down. I've hit it so fat. Shorter chip shot now. Same club. Just going to try and land it on the green and let it work its way down towards the pin. Only played here 30 years, but got this line completely wrong. Should have been right at the pin. Came out left, so not a great shot. So tricky putt down the hill, break in from the right. It's about a cup outside right and let it sort of die in towards the hole. Wouldn't fancy this putt in the summer. It'd be really, really quick. Trying to hit this positively and out the right. Just didn't hit a good putt there. Slight yip, pulled it left, comes up short. Tap in bogey, really disappointed after being greenside in 2. Sixth hole is a long par 4, hardest on the golf course, and this is the best drive I've hit all day. Absolutely perfect, straight down the middle. Should leave myself with sort of a mid-iron into a difficult par 4. So on the downslope here, not the easiest of shots. It does come in from the right-hand side as well. Trying to get it back there. Pin is right at the back. Not a very good strike here, slightly thin. But hoping it lands on the green and sort of scampers up towards the pin. It sort of digs in and sort of gets halfway up the green. So not too bad. Happy to be on the green in 2, but a long way from the pin. So this putt breaks from the right. I've had the advantage of seeing Andy putt first from a similar line, so I know how much it breaks. Hit a decent putt here. Got a chance of going in about now. Just drifting off. Going to run an awkward sort of 5 foot past. So got a good look at the putt as it went past the hole, and this is the opposite putt back up the hill. So slightly left to right. Again, needs to be hit firm. This is always a good par on this hole, but feel like I deserve it after the tee shot. So nice and positive. Decent stroke into the middle of the hole, and that's a really good 4. So hopefully we can build on that and progress this round forward. 7th hole was drivable in the summer, but it is a dog leg from right to left, so you need to hit it sort of that lone tree you can see just right of that big tree on the left. So that's the line toward the green, but probably not reachable today because it's straight into the wind, but still hitting driver to sort of leave myself a short shot into the green. Just left it a bit right, a little bit cutty as well, so it's not got much distance on it. Probably sort of 5 wood distance I've hit that, so not the best tee shot, but it is on the fairway, so we're looking at the positives. So this is the shot we're faced with. The pin is on the back and it's over a ridge, so you've got to carry it all the way there. Apologies for the position of the camera here, I didn't quite get it right, was rushing a little bit as well. Hit an okay shot, fraction heavy, and it's just landing in the upslope, span back down the bottom of the slope, which is going to leave a really awkward putt. So this one breaks from the right, but it can also go right as well if you miss that slope. So trying to make sure it doesn't break off too far to the left too quickly. So trying to hit it up the right hand side, just let that natural slope bring it back. Just started too far right, so it's not going to actually drift towards the hole. It actually drifted away, so this is a really awkward putt. It's outside left, but you need to hit it with no pace because this is quite a quick putt. Happy with the putt here. Hit it where I wanted to, but it just didn't catch enough of the hole. Got quite a big lip out. Left with this putt for a bogey and a free putt straight back up the hill. No problem to that one, but again, another disappointing bogey from nowhere. The 8th hole, that's the back tee you're looking at now, into the middle tee, and then here is the forward winter tee, which is basically a mat in front of the ladies' tee. So it's quite a short shot, makes it an easier shot. It's quite an intimidating shot from the back tee. So gone in with wedge here, because if you hit it onto the front of the green, it does spin back off it. So going to hit an easy wedge. I've just slightly pulled it, but it's not too bad because that's a sort of a down slope which kicks you back towards the hole. Hoping it's back there. It looks back there, so I should have a birdie putt. Managed to keep the ball on the slope, so this one is straight down the hill. Not a lot of break in it, just from my right, your left as we're looking, but it's quick. And this looks in all the way, but it's not got the legs, so it's come up agonisingly short. It's a tap-in par, but if I'd have hit it, we'd have holed it. 9th hole is off this sort of where the ladies' tee is, or just back from the ladies' tee. So I'm hitting driver, trying to cut a little bit of the corner, trying to hit a fade from left to right. Just not struck this. One-handed it. It's okay. I'm hoping it's going to fade a little bit more. It doesn't. It's going to catch those trees. Got really lucky here. A little bit restricted, so got to take the backswing slightly more on the inside, but this could have been a lot worse. Could have been the other side of this tree. Playing a little low wedge. Or gap wedge, played it really well. Love this, it's all over it. I'm thinking of hold it at this stage. It's run in there, and it's probably left myself sort of 5-6 foot for birdie. So I've looked at this putt from both sides. I've read it as sort of left edge, but not outside the hole. Needs to be hit firm, but I've started it sort of too far left, and it's not going to break back that much. Almost caught the hole and almost went in, but didn't. Disappointing front 9, but we're going to be positive and we're going to shoot under par back 9. So another change from the summer course. That's the summer back tee. On the winter, we play this as a short par 3, about 155 yards. This is what we're faced with. The pin today is right on the back, so need to hit sort of a 7-iron. Normally I'd hit 8-iron, but because the pin's on the back, I've decided to hit one more. Need a good strike to get it right back there. Hit it okay, not brilliant, but thinking it's going to sort of be middle of the green and leave myself a long birdie putt, but realistically looking at a par. As expected, middle of the green, so sort of 30 foot left for birdie. This is going to break out the left, and there's a slight ramp or slightly uphill towards the end, so it does need hitting, but just looking to 2-putt realistically. A decent first putt, so should leave me a little tap in for par. Not a lot in this one, just going to hit dead straight and firm. I've started the back 9 with a par. This is the view from the 11th tee. It gets quite narrow when you get towards the green, so I'm just going to hit 2-iron now into this sort of fattest area of the hole. Hit a decent 2-iron. I'm into the wind back 9 as well, so that's something to remember. So it's going to play slightly tougher, but this is perfect. Should leave me sort of a gap wedge into the green. So just coming in from the right hand side. Pin is right on the front. It's a red flag. This was probably one of the best strikes of the day. It is literally all over the pin. I'm hoping it's the right club. The wind's holding up. It's landed right down by the pin and just spanned fractionally to the right. So should leave myself a birdie opportunity. So going to hit this almost straight. Can't really work out what it's going to do. So when you can't work out any line, you just sort of hit it straight. Got enough of the hole, and that's a good birdie to start. Still not got enough confidence to hit driver off here. So I'm going to hit a 5-wood, start it at the right and try and sort of draw it back into the slope. I do like this tee shot with a 5-wood. Should leave myself sort of 150 yards in with a good strike. So going to start down that right-hand side and draw it in. Yeah, pleased with that. Quite a low one, but it's running, which is good. Should leave myself a good look at this pin. From the light rough on the right-hand side. Pin is again sort of middle of the green. Can't miss this one right, so need a good 7-iron, which I've hit nicely. It's drifting into the middle of the green. Hoping it gets back there. It doesn't. It lands on the front of the green and then jumps backwards, so it's leaving myself a slightly longer putt. So 30 foot here, looking to 2-putt this. It is the second hardest on the golf course. I do receive a stroke on the hole in the Stableford. Hit a really good putt. About here I'm thinking it might be a bit quick. Thankfully it hits the middle of the flag and drops in for a birdie and a net eagle.
Two birdies on the trot.
It might be, Gareth, it might be.
So the greenkeepers are doing some work on that back tee, and this is the summer tee you're looking at now. The winter tee is on the left-hand side off a mat, and this is the view of the green. All kicks in from the left, pins on the front today. Hit driver, trying to get it down there as close as possible. Hit a really good tee shot here. A little fade down there, straight in the middle of the fairway. Hits the slope and runs right down there. Maybe a little bit close to the green, but still pleased with it. So this is where we find ourselves. Just short of the green, and we're trying to sort of pitch this short of the green, let it hop up there. Don't want to go past the hole ideally. Played a good shot, but it's skidded. It's not really taken any of the spin. It's run past the hole, so that's going to leave myself a really awkward putt back down the slope. So I just want to show you Andy's putt, just to show you the speed of it. It's almost impossible. Imagine that putt in August as well. It's hard to actually keep it on the green. So I'm wary of how quick this putt is. It breaks massively from the right, but this is for 3 birdies in a row. So trying to really sort of dial it down to the left-hand side with no pace as it gets to the hole. Think this is in now. It just goes and touches the front edge. A fraction more pace it's in. But look how far it's run past. It's ran an awkward sort of 4-foot pass. So this back up the hill. I want to keep the momentum going because we are a couple under for the back 9. Pleased with that stroke. And now a reachable par 5. So the 14th is reachable. Decided to hit driver. Again, this is a bit like the 12th. I prefer hitting 5-wood off here, but I'm going to hit driver. Try and peel it off those trees left. And I've just come over the top, slightly shut the face, hit it in the left-hand trees, and now I'm hoping for a decent lie and line. These trees look lovely in the middle of the summer, but not so good when your ball's in them in the winter. And unfortunately, my ball is there. So not much shot of a shot here. Gonna try and hit a low one between the 2 trees and sort of draw it down there. Try and get myself within about 100, 120 yards. Hit a really good 4-iron here. Absolutely perfect. It's landing on the fairway. It's carried the bunker as well. It's my main concern. The pin is right at the back, and I'm going straight at this pin. So I'm going to try and land it right on the back of the green. Hit a really good shot here. About now, I'm thinking this is all over it. I'm now tempted to get down. It lands on the back of the green, and unfortunately, I've gone a little bit long. Got a great lie here, so pulled out the 50. Going to play a proper chip shot, so I'm going to land it just onto the playing surface and let it run down. It's got to jump forward, and it's run sort of 3.5 foot past, but pleased with the actual strike of the chip. So don't see a lot in this one. It is down the hill. Going to make sure we hit it with a little bit of pace again. Straight at the hole. Let's not give the hole away. Let's not make 6 here. Decent putt into the middle of the hole. Decent save for a 5 in the end, but really should be looking at making 4. Whenever the 15th hole is off this particular tee, we're going back to the back tee now. You can see the one that's right back. That's a championship tee. And there you go. That's a championship tee. And the tee we're looking at now just left of Gareth is the competition tee. And this is the hole from this particular tee. So you can actually carry those bunkers, and I can also get over those trees we're looking at on the right-hand side. So I'm going to hit driver to take out all of that trouble. Down the left side, little fade, hit a really good tee shot here. This is absolutely perfect. Couldn't place this in a better position. Feeling really confident with this driver at the moment. This is what we're faced with from the middle of the fairway. It's all uphill, guarded by a bunker, but the bunker's probably 20 yards short of the green. Also runs off to the right, so ideally want to miss this just left of the pin. So I've gone in with pitching wedge because it is uphill into the wind. Played a good shot. I'm thinking it's back there when I've hit this, but there's no reaction from Gareth, who's up there pin high, so I know it can't be that close. Yeah, and as suspected, we're on the front of the green. So looking to two-putt this. It's from the right-hand side as you look. Now it's drifting down to the right-hand side. Decent putt, just a fraction short of pace, but should leave himself a relatively easy tap-in. This putt won't break much. It's probably left centre as I'm looking. Again, just going to hit it firm and straight and get my 4, which I've done, goes in the right edge, but it's still in the hole. Back summer tee doesn't get used in the winter. What we do is we walk about 150 yards forward and play it as a short par 3. So this is normally where about my drive is when it's a par 4. So it's a mat in the middle of the fairway. Pin is on the front, it's a red flag, guarded by a bunker on the left, and a green that kicks right to left. Hit the late iron in here, trying to draw it into the pin. This is all over, and at this stage I'm thinking possibly a hole in one, but it's gone a little bit long, but should leave myself a good makeable birdie putt. So when we got here, this putt swings massively from the right, and as soon as it loses pace, it goes left. So I'm going to hit it firm and try and keep it up the right. Hit a good putt, I think it's in here, catches the edge and runs an awkward sort of 3.5 foot past. So this putt is just sort of left centre, but again needs to be hit. Just really taking a bit of time on this putt because this is quite an important putt to keep the momentum of the back line going. Pleased with that. The 17th is basically a winter mat on the front of the summer tee, so it's still a good par 3 this one. Slightly into the wind, so I'm going at it with a 7-iron. Got to hit it left of the pin because it does run off to the right if you miss the green right. Hit an awful strike here. It's going to come up short. I'm hoping it's going to grab some of the green. It does, but I'm going to leave myself a lengthy birdie putt. So massive break on this putt from left to right. Probably 4 or 5 foot left, maybe even a little bit more. And as soon as it loses pace, it's going to drift right. So hit a really good putt here. Really pleased with this. Feel like it's got a chance now. It's just drifting though and running out of steam. Just missed to the right-hand side, but should leave myself a relatively straight putt back up the hill. Just going to hit this absolutely dead straight and firm. Pleased with that. Good 2-putt. Just hitting a little fairway finder on 18. So a little cutty driver. Absolutely perfect. Dead centre. Nice and low. Running down there nicely. Should leave myself a good look at birdie here. I've hit it into the middle of the fairway, but it's a no play zone. So we're dropping in the rough because this fairway is particularly wet. One positive. This is actually a better angle to attack this pin than where I was on the middle of the fairway. So going in with a wedge, I'm going to try and get it back there. The pin is left, so I'm not going to miss it left. I'm going to play it out right and leave myself with an uphill putt. Hit a really good gap wedge here. Looks pretty good. Should leave myself sort of 10 foot for birdie. So we're pin iron with our approach shot. This should be pretty straight. I'm thinking maybe right centre if anything, but definitely not outside the hole. All uphill, so needs hitting. Just pulled it a fraction. It's going to miss left. And that's around a 4 over par 73 around CHURSTON. Thanks for watching.